What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ostrich Show. Today we're looking at the Super7 ThunderCats Ultimate Wave 5 figures. So we don't have the entire wave, we are missing one figure, so we're obviously not including it. But out of the wave, we do have Bengali, Vultureman, and mirror version of Lino. So all three of these look really cool, especially Bengali and Vultureman. To me, those are pretty important characters that we needed to go with our Thundercats and, of course, the evil mutants. But then we got mirror Lino as well, just because it looked cool with the red version of Lino. Of course, I'll go into the story about it, but I just think it looks cool with the reddish, like orange color outfit. And then we do also have, I believe was the Comic-Con exclusive Hook Mountain Ice Lino. So it comes with this really cool package. Of course, all of these have this like outer sleeve, but this one has more detail. So we've decided to keep it with all the like snow and stuff on it. But we can go ahead and open it, and there we have Lino as well in his frozen form. So that looks cool. And like I said, the packaging looks really cool. So we're kind of keeping the packaging more for this one. And once again, it's just Lino, just in he's this all blue form where he's all frozen and comes with the same accessory still, just with some like snow and ice on him. And I believe there's a cool effect that if you like put him in the cold, he turns more blue or something along those lines. So we may have to try that out as well. But we have these four figures here together. Of course, this one just the thrown in since it's just Lino we've looked at before. And of course, we'll be looking at it once again with the red version here. But I do want to show that figure off as well. But I'm excited to check these out because it's probably going to be about the end of the Thundercats for us until they give us Wily, Kit, and Cat. We're pretty much done with all the Thundercats figures. So this is probably going to be our last big wave we're doing here. But I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Bengali, which is a white Bengal tiger Thunderian, and he arrived in Season 2 alongside Pumaira and Linkso, and became an honorary member of the Thundercats, and he is known as the Blacksmith with the ability to reforge the Sword of Omen, so we see that throughout the show. So overall, he looks cool. This is probably one of my favorite looking Thundercats, just because I love white tigers, so having the white tiger design, and then the all blue, because blue is one of my favorite colors, so just a lot about this is a lot of coolness. So overall, he looks cool. So he's got the white hair with the black stripes in it, so again, giving that white tiger design. You can see it there around on his neck as well with the white skin with the black lines on it and down on his arms there. And then he's got the blue designs as well. So he's got the blue all the way around his face and then the back of his hair there. And then his blue outfit. So he's got this lighter, like sort of purplish blue color with the darker blue or indigo sort of color there. And then like the normal standard blue on the arms and legs. He's got a little holster on the side here. Of course, the white tiger like arms. And then legs, he's got the like shoe designs very similar to what Tiger wears. And then has the white feet on the bottom there as well. So overall, he looks real cool. Like I said, really love this design, and of course has the Thundercats logo on his chest there. But for movements with that, they can twist all the way around, and then he should have some head movements. I don't know if it's just stiff or stuck or something drawing, but he doesn't really move too much. Like you can see a little shaking, but it doesn't hold. It just kind of flexes in there. So I don't know what's going on with his neck, but the shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate around within there. We get a bicep twist, the single elbow joint that bends under 90 there, so not much, and then has a twist in it as well. Wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. The ab crunch in the middle, so you can crunch back and forth. He's kind of like sticky, like he's sticking at points, making crunch back and forth and twist around at the waist. Hips can come up close to 90 and out to the side that far. Thigh twist up in there. Single knee joint that bends to the back to 90, and there is some rotation there, as you kind of saw, can rotate in there, as well as has some rotation at the top of the boot. So in this section right in here has some rotation with the foot that can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So he's pretty much the standard movements of all the Super7 ThunderCats. So not the best movements, and I'm disappointed with how little movements they have. But overall, I think the look and everything is carried out. So it makes me like it in the end. Now he comes with a number of accessories. So first off, we get an additional head. So there he has a head, I guess like an angry. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but he's got the glowing yellow eyes that looks really cool, and the teeth all grin stuff. So if you want to have him all angry, he's got that, which is cool. He comes with some extra hands. So first off, we have a set of fist hands. So he's got like the claw hands there. So we have the fist, as well as a set of grip hands, and these have the up and down hinges and grip hands with the back and forth hinges. And then we get a number of accessories for him. So first off, we have his hammer, so the hammer of Thundera. So his hammer that he can use to forge and work with and stuff as the blacksmith. So it looks cool. It's got the nice spike on the end, hammer piece there. I like the big tiger head, the handle piece. And then going down to the bottom, he has these that are supposed to be like bomb pellets or something hanging down there. We can put this into his hand. We'll probably have to switch his hand out, but this should also be able to fit into the holder here. Not sure how it goes in exactly, but it should be able to fit down in here. I'm just having issues getting it past the point there, but yeah, it should be able to fit in there. But let's go and put this into his hand. So there's the hammer in his hand, and that looks cool. Now for the hammer, we have more blacksmith stuff. So first off, we have a pedestal here. So just this big giant, like almost looks like a concrete block thing with a cool design that has some details there in the middle and stuff. So that's pretty cool. We can sit in front of him. And then we also have an anvil as well. So we have an anvil with a Thundercats logo, and I like the all silver and blue designs and stuff on it. And then we have a piece of Thunderium in there. That's cool. So we can sit this on the pedestal as well. So it can be like to raised up so he can't be hitting it. And then finally, he also comes with the forged sword of Omen. So it's like the sword of Omen's got broken and he's reforging it back. So it's glowing all red, which looks pretty cool there. So we can put this into his hands or something like he's trying to reforge it. So let's try this out. So it doesn't work out too well, but I tried to pose him up there like he was actually trying to like hammer and work on the sword. But unfortunately, he's too tall and like the stuff here is too low down to be able to decide to crouch him really far. But that's my best trying to get him to reforge the sword. And overall, I think it's cool with all the additional accessories and stuff. And just his overall look is cool. But as I mentioned, he arrived in season 2 with Linkso and Pumaira. So we can have those 3 there together. So now we have our secondary team of the ThunderCats there together. So those all look pretty cool there, having our ThunderCats that arrive in season 2. And next up we have Vultureman, which is a humanoid vulture and member of the evil mutants, but he's not a core member, he's just a reoccurring character, and he's an inventor, mechanic, and chemist, so he does a lot of that sort of stuff for the mutants, but overall looks good. He's Vultureman, so he looks like a bird, so he just got the big bird head with the beak, and then his eyes there look very bird-like. He's got the body that looks like a skinless bird, you know, like so a featherless bird, so he's got all the bare skin there, but some feathers up around on his shoulders coming down. He's got a skirt piece on that goes down to like the purplish blue color, and then the bare legs going down to the feet where he's got the chicken feet. So he's got the 2-toed feet there, has the little spike in the back as well. So overall, not a whole lot to him. Like he's pretty simple and basic, but I think he looks pretty good. You know, another monster to go with our evil mutants, so nothing to complain. But overall, I think he looks cool. So for movements, the head can twist all the way around, and then he can look down a little bit and up a little bit. So very little shaking in there for the head. The shoulders can come up to probably close to 90. It's hard to get it up here with all the fur and stuff, but up there and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist. The single elbow joint that bends to about that far, so under 90, and it has some rotation with the wrist that twists around and flex back and forth. We have an ab crunch in the middle, so you can crunch back and forth and should be able to twist a little bit. It doesn't really have some shaking though, side to side. Twist all the way around at the waist. The hip can come up about that far, so maybe 45 out to the side there. There's a thigh twist up in there. A single knee joint that bends back to that far and has some rotation as you see there. And then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So pretty much has the same movements as the other figures, nothing new or more to it or anything. Although I feel with his thinner joints and everything, he should be able to get more movements, but he doesn't. And then we have accessories for Vultureman. So first off, we have his head. So we have an additional head there with the mouth open, like yelling, that I think is pretty good. This would be a good head to switch out. So there he is with the head. So that looks pretty cool. A good head there for fighting. We get some additional hands. So he's got some like open like claw style hands, maybe some trigger finger hands. Well, we get some grip hands there. So we have grips with the smaller grips, and then we have hands with wider grips as well. And then we get a number of accessories for him. So first off, he comes with some different guns. So first off, we have the shifter gun, which is I think a gun that just like switches people like between each other. So we have this gun, and like I said, I think with these hands, yeah, they have trigger fingers, so we can probably get them into his hands. So there's like the gun in his hand with the trigger finger, so it fits in there pretty well. And then we have other guns of the mutant gun, so just the gun that the mutants use. So we have this gun in the same like blue colors as the shifter, and then we also have the voice imitator, so it's like a megaphone they can talk to and imitate someone's voice. So again, with these and the trigger fingers, you can put these in pretty easily. But then we get what I'd say is his signature weapon of the claw staff. So it's just this stick with the like claw design on the end of it there. So that's cool. So I may need to try and switch his hands out. We can probably just leave this hands for now. But there he's got the claw staff, like I said, the like signature weapon of Vultureman. And then with him being an inventor and mechanic, he comes with a lot of tools and stuff. So first off, we have a set of like welding goggles or something that we can slide onto his head. I don't know if they'll fit on this head. I know they were able to fit on his other head, but I'm not sure with like the mouth open design. Yeah, I'm not able to really get him onto that head. But with the other head, you can kind of put him on there. So there's what it looks like. I think it looks kind of funny with that, but you can put the goggles on that head. And then he also comes with some tools. So first off, we have a wrench. So we have a wrench design there. Looks good. We have a screwdriver. So pretty good screwdriver design, as well as a pair of like pliers or something there. So those look good as well. So all those tools you can use with his hands as well if you want. And then finally, we also get a bottle of super power potion. So it's an invention he does to get powers and stuff. So that's pretty good. And that's what you can use the bigger hand for. You can be able to slide that down in there pretty easily to be able to hold that bottle. So that's pretty cool that he's got that. But I think just him with the claw staff is all I'm going to want there, because overall I think he looks pretty cool. But with Vultureman, now we can add him in with the rest of our evil mutants. So we have all 4 of our like sort of main evil mutants there, which is really cool. And for Vultureman itself, I think it's pretty cool. He, has a good design and everything. I just feel he's a little like with his thinner joints and stuff and a little bit of weakness. He is kind of hard to get to stand up, especially in his legs. But once you get him in the position, he stands pretty easily. So pretty good figure overall. And that brings us to the first of our two Linos, starting with the Mirror Lino, which is an evil copy of Lino created by Mumra, but wears red instead of blue, so everything that's normal blue on Lino is now red. And this is Mumra in disguise with the same strength and skills as Lino, so overall he looks good, you know, pretty much exactly like Lino. And as I said, just the only difference is his outfit color, so instead of the blue, so the darker blue and the light blue color, it's now the darker red and lighter red color. Has the belt on with the ThunderCats logo and the red shoes as well. Looks like a little bit of paint scraping off there, but overall looks good. Has the same sort of face design stuff as Lino with the red hair blowing in the wind, and has the claw shield like holster design on here as well. But either way, it looks just like Lino from before, and we'll see a comparison later. But let's go into his movements. So his head can twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far, so little movements in there. Shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We had a bicep twist, the single elbow joint that bends that far about 90 and has very little rotation in it, especially on this one, very little. Wrist can twist around and flex up and down for this one. He's got the ab crunch in the middle, so crunch forward, crunch back, so crunching back and forth, twist all the way around at the waist. The hips can come up that far, about close to 90, out to the side that far, thigh twist up in there. The single knee joint that bends about to 90 in the back, and then again has some rotation in it, very little. And then there's rotation at the top of the boot as well, with the foot that flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So from what I can see, it's pretty much exactly like the last Lino, just the joints are more stiff and stuff, where our Lino is pretty weak, so he tends to fall a lot when standing, but otherwise looks just like Lino as before. And for accessories, we get a lot of the same things the last Lino had as well. So first off, we get a head with the screaming face there, so with the mouth open and teeth shown and stuff, so like an angry face. We get a bunch of hands, so he's got the 2 grip hands with the hinge pieces. We get a set of fist hands. We get a set of claw hands and another set of grips, but with the hinges back and forth. Then we get the usual accessories. So first off, we have the Sword of Omens, but in the collapsed or dagger form. And with this, we can stick it into the holder here, so it can just slide right inside there if you want. Or we can have the expanded version of the Sword of Omens there, so it looks pretty good. So we can put this into his hand. So there's Lino with the sword, and unfortunately our swords in the packaging and with many of these swords have been bent up, so it's a little bit bent, but it still looks pretty good there with the red version of Lino with that sword. He's really cool. And then we also get some of the claw shields, so we get multiple versions here. So we have this one where it's open, and again, this is one you can actually put on his arm, as well as this one with the fist hand. And then we also get one that has this like grappling hook sticking out then, so one of the claws is sticking out there with this cord attached to it, so that looks pretty cool. So this would be cool to switch out. So let's see if I can get his hand switched out for one of these. So there I got the claw shield with the grappling hook out, and then switch his head out for the more angry version. Since this is Mumra, I figured he'd probably be more angry. So there we got the mirror version of Lino that I think looks really cool. And finally, we have the Hook Mountain Ice version of Lino. So it's going to be the exact same Lino as before, just his colors are different. So you can see he's got this all blue skin color, because in this, it's inspired by Season 1, Episode 52, Secret of the Ice King. And in the episode, the Ice King gets released from a glacier in Hook Mountain and starts destroying Snowman's castle. So Lino and the other cats try to help out, but they ended up getting frozen solid by the Ice King, except for Chitara, because of her speed, is the only one not able to be frozen. And she's able to get the Sword of Omens put into Lino's hands, and it thaws him out, so he's able to come back again. But here we have him in the frozen version, so he's all blue, and so he's got this all blue like skin tone, or like it's almost like a teal color all throughout his body instead of the normal brown. And then his outfit's a little bit different, so like the blues is more of a purple color on here, and then a lighter shade of blue. He's got the claw shield on, but it's got all sort of like snow and stuff on it there. His eyes are closed, which I think is cool, so it's just like he's asleep. And then again, a different color of blue for the boots, but the figure itself is going to be exactly the same, so we won't look at the movements again. So a lot of stuff likes to put him down like he's laying there frozen, but I think it looks cool with the different blue color. And it does say that it's supposed to be color activated by UV light, and his skin's supposed to change more to the brown color. I don't know, I thought UV light would just be like any lights you have in your house, so it would change, but I'd probably have to take it outside and put it into the sun, and he would change to the brown color. But unfortunately, I can't really do that right now, so I can't really change it, so he's just kind of stuck in this blue color. But we get a number of accessories and pretty much what we already saw. So first off, we get an additional head, but with the eyes open, so this time he's not, completely frozen solid. So we got the open eyes there for Lino. We get additional hands. So first off, we have a set of fist hands, the claw hands, and an additional set of grip hands with the hinge back and forth. We get the Sword of Omen, so we have it again in the dagger form, but you can tell it's this one because again, it has like snow and stuff on it, and it should be able to go into the claw shield, so it can sit in there like that. So there they're all frozen together. We also get the Sword of Omens extended, but again, it has the snow on it, so we have the snow there, which is cool. And then we have the additional forms of the claw shield, so we have it with the fist hand and the claw hand, and again, it has some more snow all over it, so you can pick any of those if you want. But I think having him in like the sleeping form is probably the best, since it's supposed to be like his frozen version. I think he looks pretty cool there. I just wish he looked more like Frosty and stuff, like maybe had the snow design all over his body or like in his hair and stuff. I think that would be cool. But either way, it's just cool the way it is here. But we can bring in that mirror lino as well. So there we can have the 2 different versions of lino, and then of course bring in our original version of lino, so you can see the original compared to the 2 variant versions that there are of lino here. So they all look like lino, just in different colors and designs. But either way, all of them are pretty cool. I really do like having the mirror lino against the real lino here, because I think they look cool with the opposite colors and stuff. And then just the ice one over here to the side isn't necessary, but it's just a fun one and add to the collection. Like I said, we were able to get it ordered, so we went ahead and ordered it, a part of like Comic-Con or whatever it was. But either way, both of those linos look really cool. Well, there's our Super 7 ThunderCats Wave 5 altogether. I really liked a lot of these figures. The Bengali's really cool. Like I said, I really like his colors. I just wish his body seems like a little bit off with his movements and stuff that we have to work on. But otherwise, he looks really good. Vultureman's pretty good as well. Just like I said, has some issues standing him. His legs keep falling back and forth with looseness. The mirror lino is actually really cool. I liked it more than I thought, because I thought, oh, it's just lino in a different color. Who cares? But I actually really like that color design. And like I said, especially having it next to the original one. And then the snow lino is pretty good as well. I guess there's not much to it. It's just supposed to be a frozen version of lino, so not much there, but it's just a fun additional one to add in the collection. But either way, I like a lot of these figures, so I can't complain too much about them. I just wish the Super 7s had better movements is all I cared for. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.